All right, Zale, it's great to be here today. Here's my resume and my cover letter there for you. And the LinkedIn is already up on the computer, I saw.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
3.96 GPA. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. So I'm just going to start you off with some questions here.
sounds great. Thank you.
Tell me about yourself, Peyton.
Well, I'm a BYU supply chain student, and I'm excited to I'm hoping to work at Johnson Johnson Company. And I have 3 skills that are going to make me successful there. The first being I'm a leader. I've had several opportunities to be a leader, including being a volunteer English unit leader in Taiwan, where I led anywhere from like 4 to 12 volunteer English teachers. And I was in charge of running weekly meetings, making sure they met their goals, following up them weekly, and making sure they had good well-being. And one of them, I was able to increase the English class attendance by 33%. A second skill I have is I'm a presenter. During my college experience, I had the opportunity to attend Unigroup's case competition in 2020, where I had the opportunity to create a presentation with 3 other classmates in front of Unigroup Logistics CEO. We provided recommendations for 3 of their biggest problems, including brand loyalty, digital presence, and off-season revenue. We ended up winning first place and providing some awesome recommendations for them. In addition, at work and throughout my school experience, I have had plenty of opportunities to do presentations. And my third skill is I have a lot of quantitative and analytical skills. I've been an operations analyst for about a year now, and I've had a lot of opportunities at Nu Skin, health and wellness industry, to analyze processes, modify processes. One example is I monitored the reroute process for Nu Skin, and I found that it just wasn't worth it to charge customers for reroutes, and it also created a very awkward experience to charge customers for reroutes because it involved one of our sales agents calling them back and setting up that charge. So I did the math and it ended up being not that big of a small fraction of our budget, and we changed that process to improve brand loyalty and save money.
So got another question here for you.
Sounds great.
Tell me about one of your strengths.
One of my strengths, I feel like one of my strengths is once I get started on something, it's very hard for me to put it down. Currently in my work, it's hard for me to, like, once I get a project, I just take that project and I keep going. So currently one of the projects I'm working on is creating a detailed FAQ for all the agents, except all the sales agents. I work at the call center, so that internal call center interactions get decreased and calls are handled faster. But yeah, just in general, I have a hard time stopping myself from working and putting down projects.
All right, tell me about one of your weaknesses.
One of my weaknesses. Give me a moment here. Oh, sometimes I'm I used to be a little bit too dependent, and sometimes I still am, where I sometimes might not communicate the most or just continue working on my own project, or just get going on my own train of thought or path or something. But the last few years I've had great opportunities to be in a team environment, work with others, communicate, work with all different types of teams. At Nu Skin I work on a team. I've had on-campus internship opportunities and so forth.
Okay, tell me about a time when you had to deal with a difficult customer or coworker.
Well, believe it or not, back a couple of years, I worked at Burger King. It's pretty awesome.
Okay.
And I had a manager, I guess, I don't know, she was just kind of rude to me sometimes. I don't know if she was like discriminating against me or just, I don't know, didn't like my personality. I'm not sure what it was, but we sometimes hit rough edges, and I just decided that I was just going to serve her. So I was always willing to clean the dishes, when others weren't. And over time, she was like, "Oh, I like this guy. He likes to do the dishes." So I think in the end, I made our relationship good.
All right, tell me about a time when you responded to a crisis.
Crisis. Well, a couple months ago at New Skin, we had an internal breach, some kind of security breach, where a bunch of information for a bunch of orders was released. We still aren't sure what happened with what the source was of that. But when it happened, it was my team's responsibility to fix the errors and guide the sales agents in figuring out how to fix this issue. And the issue was because there's information about orders leaked, a bunch of reroutes were processed that took these packages and shipped them to different addresses than what they were originally supposed to go to. So somebody was hijacking a bunch of packages from us, and we didn't know where they were going, or we knew where they were going because of the tracking number, but somebody just hijacked a bunch of orders. And my team found all the orders that were affected, created spreadsheets for them, contacted customers, worked with agents to fix all those issues up and do overnight reroutes or overnight replacements for all those orders. And we worked with a lot of different teams to try and pinpoint the breach. And we ended up locking down reroutes immediately so that the issue wasn't expanded. So we contained the issue and kept all of our customer relationships strong, and really just there's fast action responding to this issue.
All right, do you have any questions for me today?
Yes, I do, actually. What have you seen successful interns in this position do before?
A lot of successful interns that we've had before in the past. They just try and help in whatever way they can. Whether that's just something not really necessary or at all. It's just they kind of suck up to the people. Become their friends, stuff like that. And they drive business insights through active mining of operation and financial data, which is part of the job descriptions.
Oh, okay.
They just manage, analyze, schedule, and monitor a lot of stuff about customers and demand and stuff like that. So you just got to be ready to tackle that. You got another question for me?
Yeah, what skills would you recommend I work on developing or improving in preparation for this? Is there something you have in mind, like maybe a certain software I should look into, or maybe a language, I don't know?
You should definitely look into Latin.
Look into Latin?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of Latin speaking clientele.
Wow, that'd be something new, but I'd be happy to dive right into Latin.
It says here you speak Mandarin.
Yeah, I speak some Mandarin. I lived in Taiwan for 2 years.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I would say Latin all the way there.
Sounds great. I will look into that.
Anything else?
Yes. What does the rest of this process look like for what the rest of this application process look like?
So you're saying like stuff after the interview?
Yeah. Is there further interviews? Are there? How long is the wait type of thing?
So we got some other candidates. We'll just give you we'll notify you if we want you back, and then there could be another interview tied with that or not. Just depends on if we have further questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about it.
All right, thank you. Well, it was great meeting you, Zaniel Johnson.
Thank you, Peyton. We'll get back to you.
Ben, what are you asking for?